there's one thing about situation. Situations help you frame your mind properly. It helps you plan your life well. The people that plan their life the most in this life are parents that are still going to school, pregnant women that are still working. You see the to-do list, they don't joke with it. It is not a generally agreed policy in the office. It has not even been discussed, neither has it been mentioned jokingly or seriously in
they
any
don't
way.
mention it seriously now.
No, I think until when the reason arised.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It took me telling you I'm getting married before you called me and sat me down to say that since you are getting married, if you get pregnant, this is the XYZ. But if that is your policy, you should have told me from the beginning that this is the laid down policy, that if you get pregnant in this place, you cannot work. I don't like it when they discriminate pregnant.
Yeah,
the word is very bad. The strength of a pregnant woman is so powerful. What a pregnant woman can do can beat your imagination, just to make sure that child does not come into this world to suffer. So what I would just say to organizations, to company is, let's flip the coin. If I'm when I was pregnant, I was at the forefront, like I said before. Bring me to the back end.
For the second story that we have on this episode, while I be like, if you dey work, no go marry you. Not to talk of say you won't born pikin. What do I mean by this? For years now, our anonymous have been searching for jobs and found nothing. I mean, Igboro everywhere is dry. Anonymous have been looking for jobs and found nothing. The scarcity of jobs in this country, of course, has been a major setback for almost everybody. Everybody shall they rugged out. But to the glory of God, I got a job last year as a marketer for a printing organization. And to a large extent, this job has actually helped me to cover a lot of my expenses. So I'm about to get married. And out of respect, I sent my MD a copy of my wedding invite. It is not possible for me to do wedding and then I'm not telling my MD now. So I gave them my invite too. And then 2 days after, she calls me into her office saying, and I quote, "I hope you are not planning to have kids immediately after your wedding." So maybe this boss is trying to tell me that even when you are doing the do with your husband, bear it in mind that it must not lead to pregnancy.
Pull out.
Pull out or use withdrawal method. Victoria said use withdrawal method. Rachel said pull out.
It's the same thing.
Let me use English and pull out and everything.
Or wear rubber.
Or wear rubber. God bless you. Yeah, I wanted to say wear rubber. So, after the MD said all of this, because she now went further to say, you should be able to work actively for a year before you put to bed, or else prepare to resign.
Wow.
I was shocked, like, hey! I understand actually that it is a fast-paced environment that requires active hands on deck. But I'm already 3 months pregnant. That means MD don't even know, say the do has been done. The withdrawal and the pull out and the use rubber have gone wrong. I failed. And so what I'm really trying to say is the anonymous was already 3 months pregnant as at that time. And a large majority of the wedding plan and the child care is actually dependent on this job, like on the source of income. What do we advise the anonymous to do? I mean, how do I go about this? Rachel, how do I go about this? I don't already wed. I mean, I plan to wed, then I'm already pregnant.
Yeah, 3 months gone. Be specific.
3 months pregnant. And my MD is saying I cannot have a child because I need to work about 1 year after my wedding before I would start thinking. 2 years. Is it 2 years or 1 year? 1 year.
1 to 2 years is what she said.
1 to 2 years, I mean. Okay, before I now start thinking of having a child.
For a year, no
hey! God of
for
Elijah. Yeah, it's 1 year.
And
Okay.
the only thing that can make me see, the only reason I can see here is, according to most organizational policy, for you to be entitled to maternity leave, like the paid maternity leave, and I'm talking about the private, not the government organization. You have to have, most offices have the policy that you have to have stayed for at least a year for you to be entitled to, all those full payment maternity. That's the only thing I can exempt.
So she didn't come in from that angle. Aside from that, there are organizations that have policy that once you are pregnant, you can no longer work here. I have a living, breathing, talking
testimony.
My cousin, right?
Yeah.
When she finished her NYC, she got a job in Abuja. It is written in pen and paper that once you take in, you are meant to leave that job. That the work environment is not for pregnant women.
Really?
So it is part of the onboarding.
Please, what do they do?
Onboarding.
What do they do?
There could be exceptions.
What do they do?
It's marketing.
Maybe in a factory or something. Is it marketing?
It's marketing.
Her job was marketing, but
but
it's classified marketing. So it is stated in the company policy that once you are pregnant, you are meant to leave. So immediately she got pregnant, she tried to hide it. Once the tummy came out, they had to draw her to it.
You cannot
and it
hide
was a
it.
well-paid job. She had to resign.
Man.
So in a scenario where it is boldly written on paper, properly onboarded
There's
to
already
your
an
understanding,
agreement.
and you sign to it, but
You
when it's time,
don't have an option.
you don't have an option. But in this case,
yeah.
there was no written agreement. It wasn't even mentioned. In fact, it is not a generally agreed policy in the office. It has not even been discussed. Neither has it been mentioned jokingly or seriously
No,
in
they
any
don't
way.
mention and seriously now.
No, I think
Until when
she
the
was
reason
forced.
arised.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It took me telling you I'm getting married before you called me and sat me down to say that since you are getting married, if you get pregnant, this is the XYZ. But if that is your policy, you should have told me from the beginning that this is the laid down policy that if you get pregnant in this place, you cannot work. Do you understand?
Yes,
Or-
I understand your point.
Okay.
But there are some things that are not, employers are very, your employer will always win. There are some things that you might not see in your offer of employment. But when push comes to shove, they will tell you that it's a company
No, that's not
policy.
bringing it out.
They will tell you it's a company policy. If you ask for where that policy is,
They'll bring it out.
They'll provide it. They'll say it's a company policy, it's in the staff handbook. You tell them to bring it.
When you were employed,
You are
weren't
going
you
to
giving
sit
the
there.
staff handbook?
Hey, they have missed it.
Exactly. They can decide to say
Now
that.
everybody
Probably
feel
you
that
skipped it.
If you bring your handbook,
You cannot be the employer.
Probably you skipped that part.
You cannot.
And you didn't read it.
They'll say, well, you
Hey.
have your handbook. You probably skipped or you didn't read it well because the handbook might be a little bit voluminous or has a lot of information that you didn't digest. Tell them to bring that handbook.
But most organizations don't have handbook.
That one is about that
Okay.
one is about them being what's this English? What's this English? I beg?
Sneaky.
Sneaky. Thank you. Because in all honesty, I'm very sure that if the staff in question is aware of that, she wouldn't have gone ahead to do that.
Of course.
Because she would have prepared her mind that means I'm going to resign. But for her to have done that means that that was never communicated to her.
Of course.
She had no idea. Not until the boss now called her 2 days after that. Okay, this is the case. So I think it's not fair. It's not fair for them not to have ensure that this thing is actually in their policies and their staff are aware of it. That okay, like you gave an explanation about your cousin, she's already aware.
Yes,
That if
fully
this
aware.
thing happens, then that means I'm going, or that means I need to resign.
Yeah.
But in this case, I doubt if the staff is actually aware of that particular policy.
But
and I'm not saying it to be a policy.
But the question
Maybe
I
the
want
woman
to
just
ask
wake
is,
up one day and just
She
say,
don't put am for her body.
and she just come one day and say, okay, if this lady gets pregnant now, she don't go feed.
it could be like she's so beautiful
Only that one.
and her beauty has been attracting.
They pay maternity leave for best way day house.
I mean,
Say they pay them.
yes, sir.
No, but she could actually say that since you're barely a year in this company, you are not entitled to maternity leave.
That would have
That one-
That's
different.
that would have been fair. But my question now is it proper to deprive you of a job or to call you out of the system because you're pregnant?
No.
Or should childbirth actually be a criteria for it? In my opinion, right? I actually think you can change my job role.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yes. So
exactly.
if I'm a marketer that has always been going out, you switch my job role to be a telesales marketer or an inbound marketer.
Yeah.
Just give me another
Because of
job
that
role
particular
until when
condition.
I'm fit enough to
To
get
go
back to
the
the
actual
job.
role.
But not to just abandon me because
Like just
I
send you
mean,
away.
pregnancy
Like that.
is abomination.
Yes, I understand.
It looks like virtually
Like
the
death
rate
sentence.
abortions in that organization.
Ah,
They fit open their
very
office
nice.
one day. You go just a year picking, but because no, now everybody already have it at the back of their mind that this thing must not. Once you show like this, I don't go with that.
Yes.
So
And some people might tie their tummy. You have special.
I think that's not the case. It's not a case of if you don't. It's a case of before if you do this thing, you suppose don't stay 1 year for year. I suppose don't see your productivity. The only place only place she said she should have at least been a year.
1 year after I'm married. That was what she said.
No, not 1 year after I'm married.
I've carried the story.
Yes. Not
she
1 year
said
after
that
I'm married.
as she's
just
getting married, she
joined.
should make sure that she
I
does
said,
not get
I
pregnant.
hope you are not planning to have kids immediately after your wedding.
Okay,
You should
you
be
have-
able to work effectively for a year before you put to
bed
bed
or else prepare to resign.
I think probably they probably have had a target or have something in place that they are trying to. Let me tell you something. I think at the end of the day, the only thing that makes these employers run from pregnant women is maternity leave that they want to pay. You know, when they are paying the maternity leave, as much as they are paying the person maternity leave, there's still a reliever. In some organizations, because they will not bring another person to come and do your job for 3 months. If you are going on a 3 weeks leave, it still makes sense. But a 3 months leave, sometimes you would see some organizations now, especially in Lagos City, 6 months.
6 months.
No longer 3 months. Now you see job adverts, you see so position in bracket maternity cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In bracket maternity cover.
yeah.
You're supposed to come and cover for somebody that is on maternity
Yeah.
leave.
Just for
And
just
yes,
for the period of
and
that.
once the person returns from their leave, you leave the position.
Yes.
I think it's a matter of counting the cost. So this one will be at home and paying, and I'm still paying for another person
Another
leave
person
maternity
to
cover.
actually, yeah.
So you understand?
Yeah.
It might be the place of the current organization's finances, or not that I'm trying to justify what they did, but
I get.
it might be a reason.
But sometimes, aside from the financial concern, sometimes it's also as a result of they feel you will not be able to discharge your duties anymore. Because
That's why I say switch job role, change.
exactly for some
Bring
for
me
some
from the front
organizations-
end down to the back end.
For some organizations, they might not want to do a change in role. They might just come to the conclusion that okay, for this person to have been pregnant means this person cannot do this thing the way she would have done it when she was not pregnant. So because of that, they feel let's just let her go. Trigger.
But that is like it doesn't just sit well.
It doesn't
to
make
me.
sense.
Because
It doesn't make
I have
sense.
given my years of service to that organization. Let's just take it out that this person just started.
Yeah.
And for her to insist that she must be a year on the job before she get pregnant, which means she has brought in some reasonable deals,
Yeah.
some reasonable amount that feels like if this lady stays here for a year, she will be able to do more.
To do more. Yeah.
Do you understand? So cut me some slack. It's not skill like you somebody. Na belle I carry now. Have a manner. When I see these policies, it makes me feel like it is wrong for you to get
It is
pregnant.
it's more
Yes,
like they are denying you of your own personal life.
So
Yes,
so
it
the
happens.
pregnancy overrides what I know, what I put down for you on the table before, and the services I've rendered to you, which means I am completely useless to you. You don't care about my feelings.
Stage.
You don't care about my
Yes,
emotions.
yes.
All what you care about is my productivity.
Yeah.
What I will bring to the company, which is a concern. As an employer, you should be concerned about the entirety of my being.
Of me,
Yes, and what I've brought to
and-
the table.
I'm sorry, you know, sometimes some employers react, or some policies come in place because of
Of their previous experience.
Yes, because of things they have seen previously. I would not lie. There are people that actually go on maternity leaves, collect the whole of the maternity leave and the money and the this thing. In fact, it's from that maternity leave that they will send in their resignation letter and use a month that is remaining as notice period. It happens.
Wow.
So I think it comes from a place of before you get entitled to that kind of free money,
serve us.
You understand? You don't serve us a bit.
But even during that service, she's still getting her money. She's still getting paid now. It's not as if she's doing it for them for free.
You understand? Yes, I know she's doing it. She's not doing it for them for free. But you have to understand the mentality of the average
Garbage
employer.
in, garbage
They
out.
want to, how they call it. If it's possible that you employ somebody because you are paying them, you want everything in their brain. Like you want to use them to the maximum,
especially in Nigeria.
productivity level. Yes.
They'll employ you for one
Sometimes
thing,
like,
you do 20
You
things.
do 20 things.
Tell me about it. That's the situation in Nigeria.
But
And
exactly.
sometimes it's quite understandable because at some point, if we ourselves put ourselves in the employer's shoes, if you are the employer yourself, it's only if the employer is not working at the same pace too, or is not doing the same thing, that can fault them for actually trying to push the employee
to
do
do
something more.
yes.
Because the company has to make money
True,
for the
sha.
company to be
Everybody wants to
standing.
make money.
Sure, you
All companies
understand?
want to make
I
money.
will only fault you if you are not giving a level
And then
of
you're
energy,
pushing them to the wall.
and you're expecting your employees to give that level of energy.
See,
That's when
I just feel that it's very, very wrong. It's very, very bad for the boss or whatever, the organization to actually want to get their employee to resign just because the person wants to be a mother. Like it sounds like because you're now a mother means you don't have any value to give us anymore. You're already becoming valueless, or you are not going to give us
Is
the
the word
productivity.
valueless
Yes,
for me?
now because that's what it means.
Yeah.
And there is, I think for the employee herself, for this staff in question, she said something like all the marriage plans and the care of the child yet unborn is actually dependent on this job.
Yes, I was going to
And I
make
was
a point. I
thinking,
said that
I
I have a personality problem with her. The fact that she's few months in the job, you're already planning your marital life and your child. And then there's a personality issue too, because she said the salary she got from the job paid a lot of bills that she had hanging around. So this is you. There's a mindset, and it's kind of related.
See, Victoria just wants to ask that where is the father of the child?
No, nah.
That's what she's using.
What is the father of the child doing? What I usually tell people is, if you're dependent on salary, you'll be poor for life.
Yes, sir.
Yes, seriously, you'll be poor for life. So that's why I advise people that kind of have a business on the side that you're doing.
Something extra.
Yes,
extra
so
income.
something extra that is a plus to the salary that you're earning. Because if you have this thing in place, most of this shock absorber is because I cannot understand.
No, me, I don't agree with you people.
Okay, you can depend
that
solely
you cannot depend solely on
on your
salary. I
salary.
don't agree with you people. Because me, I'm having salary, I'm having side hustle, but I'm still poorer than some of my friends that have salary. No.
Why do you have that side hustle? Why do you have that side hustle?
I'm just trying to say, this is my point. Not everybody can excel as business owners.
Yes.
There are
She's
different
just
Some
types of
people
business.
will still have salary, and only salary and still live very
It depends on how much your salary is.
Don't get it wrong. Now, there's a difference between you cannot make it with salary alone, which was what she said.
That's what I said.
You cannot make it with salary
If you
alone.
get better salary, you go make am.
Sometimes you might not depend the entirety of your success on the salary you're earning. So if you have something you're doing as an additional source of income, then it's going to give you an edge. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
But see this one when they talk, side hustle. Why do you have side hustle?
If my salary reach, I go drop side hustle. People that have big salary and they don't need side hustle.
There are some people that they are not having side hustles and all of
But
that
they have
because
investments.
they don't know how
They are
to
investing, they are buying shares, they are
Thank
doing
you.
stuff.
God bless you.
Yes, that works.
They are
But for
invest-
the business, it's not everybody that can do
That
business.
can do
Because
business.
This one, if you do business, they'll use money to finish buying powder.
Yeah, so
In this
like
scenario.
I said earlier, I think it's just basically the organization or the employer seeing this person as okay, I'm going to use that word again, valueless, because I feel they are trying to do a kind of discrimination. They are now discriminating that okay, because you are now about to become a mother means that you don't have right to this and that, or you are not befitting for this particular role again. I think it's a very bad thing. So in essence, are we saying that mothers out there can actually not give you what you
Best.
want? There are some people that they already have children. They have 2-3 children and they are doing
You are going
excellently.
far.
Than
You are going far.
Than even singles.
Yes,
that are there.
My she was pregnant of me. I cannot tell the number of times that my mother was doing. In the night, they say my mom did not used to sleep. She would walk from morning to night in 2 places. She will come back at night. You see her with her pillow. She will put her leg inside the water. She's reading to go and write exams. Yeah. So there's one thing about situation. Situations help you frame your mind properly. It helps you plan your life well. The people that plan their life the most in this life are parents that are still going to school. Pregnant women that are still working. You see the to-do list, they don't joke with it.
Because
yes, of course. That is what they should understand, that most of these people are the most productive, because they know that if they flop here, it's going to affect every other. They love that child more than any other thing in the world.
She already flagged the child in the salary cell. So she dare not fuck up when you give her time.
So we need to say thank you, mothers.
Exactly. So
mothers.
I hate it. Is hate the right word to use? I don't like it. And I don't like it when they discriminate pregnant.
Yeah,
the word is
very
the
bad.
strength of a pregnant woman is so powerful. What a pregnant woman can do can beat your imagination, just to make sure that child does not come into this world to suffer. So what I would just say to organizations, to company is, let's flip the coin. When I was pregnant, I was at the forefront, like I said before. Bring me to the back end. Let it be that I am on duty and I'm sleeping, I'm not productive. You can send me away.
And I'm going to say something about what Christiana said. Like I always say, I'm people's voice of reasoning. We are 2023. Public service announcement. Like I always tell you people, diversity, equity, and inclusion is a thing. It comes to play in this particular situation.
Of course.
She's not handicapped. She's only pregnant.
Oh, God bless you. For the first time, I am team. Why is your name flying from my head now? Team Rachel, I clap for you.
She's not pregnant. She's not, and even if she's handicapped,
the fact that she has been working there.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. She's not a girl anywhere. You understand?
What if you're the one in her shoes?
I would say, if I'm the one in her shoes, now may God provide another one, because this one, number one, this person looks like he's a one-man business, and the boss is the sole. Yes,
he's the sole proprietor of the business.
and decision maker. She has made her decision.
Yeah.
And you are pregnant. I think at that point, all you can do is to confess to her, let her do what she has.
Now you are pregnant. Yes. So there's even possibility.
And I think that if you have proven to her over time that you are capable, or she knows what your value is. Now, like all these things.
Honestly, I was just saying that there's possibility that in as much as she understands what is at stake when you leave, she might even tend to, let's just work with it. Once you can come up together that I'm 3 months gone already, so it's like, and you're not ready to resign, you still wish to continue with the job.
Yes,
she might consider the fact that this person is competent. This person has been doing this and that. This person has been.
That's why you need to give your best on any job that you find yourself.
So all of us can now make our want to come to the fact that we can work with it. And surprisingly, you might even beat our imagination.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you are pregnant. So I don't think it's a thing of resigning. She might still want to prove herself that regardless of my condition, regardless of being pregnant or not, I can still do this thing.
In fact, I've been pregnant for the past 3 months. Did you know?
You know
not. And then if you've had some bills that you've closed back to back in this period of 3 months, you will say, XYZ that I brought, it was when I was pregnant. Okon and son that I brought, it was when I was pregnant.
In fact, I function more pregnant. That you want to be pregnant every year.
Wait, 3 months pregnancy. She not trimester. Now first trimester be that. She never started a vomit.
No, phase vomiting they start now.
I
say they overcome.
Yes, that's when she feel dizzy, reluctant, mood swing. No. Not yet, very soon.
And she's still showing up.
And you never noticed it. It is a plus.
I think it's a leverage. I
even find it out of place to know that it's a fellow woman like her that is actually coming up with this body. Are you sure she should
understand? This one is not women supporting women. This one are woman declining.
We need to find out if this our boss is married, single, divorced, heartbroken. She should be heartbroken.
Have a child.
Yeah.
I will not say that. I mean, I don't know.
No, probably.
I'm not going to say that. Even we need to speak to our anonymous. First, they cast all in egg for one basket.
No, the baby already talk am. Why you go carry all your life put on top your salary when you never earn?
As in,
when you never collect.
she has a personality
you
issue.
Put your child.
Apologies to our dear anonymous.
Anonymous, don't put yours. You guys have anything to tell.
And then try and bring daddy too. Daddy, baby that is coming. Let them also do something. Because I don't understand why the
obviously your husband should obviously have a role to play.
Thank you. The wedding plans, because Anonymous said the wedding plans and then the whole cost for
the care of the forthcoming
is on my salary. Where is the daddy? No, I don't want to talk too much anyways. But for the boss, please, I beg. The fact that somebody is pregnant or somebody is a mother or somebody is a wife, because there are some cases that it's just about getting married as well. They'll tell you once you're married, you cannot work with them. I've seen scenarios like that because they feel you would be kind of busy or you don't want to work extra.
But why don't they say as a man, once they are married, you cannot work? I still come back to female gender imbalance, gender inequality. Because I cannot understand why would you say because I'm married, I cannot work for you. But my husband is married and is working somewhere.
They understand. No, she said no. We are saying sometimes it's happen like that. That if you're married,
there's only single girls that don't work there.
They will tell you. They will just tell you that okay, they want to recruit singles.
Yes, just singles.
I've seen scenarios like that. So it's
so that you not bring family problems.
Yes, or maybe they don't just want you to they want more of
you. The only thing they are avoiding is pregnancy. I tell you for free.
Maybe. But sometimes married women, they don't joke with their time. They have a lot of things to do. True. They have somebody at home and they cannot start doing all this extra work and all of it. I don't know. But in this case, I think the employer should please consider. Don't let us take discrimination as a thing in the workplace. We are all equal. Especially when this person is giving you what you want, especially when this person
she's productive on her job.
Productive and doing what he or she is expected to do. This person has values. Please do not think because I am a mother and then I'm breastfeeding and I'm pregnant and all of it, I cannot do my job. No. And for the anonymous, please, I beg, if you're not ready to do the do, don't go and do the do. Because you shouldn't have all of your entire life plans on salary where you never earn.
Exactly. So for me, I would say that I want to go beyond the employers, because when you say employers, it means everyone is prone to their own decision, their own mindset and perception. True. I will take it to the law.
Okay.
There's something about the law. Once the law says it has been said, I think the law should come up with a policy that governs this thing, around this thing. Just like we have work policies that if you go against the rule, you have certain let's House of Senate. Who are the ones? Be senators, be House of Assembly. Anyone decision makers.
I wouldn't even want to think that. I wouldn't even want to think that we don't have such law in place already.
Maybe if we have it, let us reenact it. Let us implement it. Let us overemphasize on it.
Not just
let us reiterate it. Everything. Let us do it.
Not me, I don't be too.
It's paining me. It's so annoying because
I will having it in paper and biro.
Because I'll be married soon.
Don't worry.
I'll be pregnant soon.
Don't worry, they'll not chase you.
They will not tell you to resign. If they chase me, I will move mountains. You are the first person I will call.
I think I'm going to say something.
Alright.
We should always remember that the fact that if you eat what they call it, if you use palm fruits now to do banga, doesn't mean that you cannot still use the shell of the banga and break something that is inside and eat it. It doesn't mean that when people are let's now say they will be less productive or they are in their hibernation mood. Doesn't mean you shouldn't remember when they were active and contributing to your organization. And it's just a how many months phase. And they are about to be
9 months. We are done.
Yes, and they are about to be active. I think we need to cut people some slack.
Yeah.
And on that note, I know say you dey talk say they do am for me, they do am for me, they do am for me, write it. Let's hear it. Let's see your comment. When they do am for you, wetin you do? Nobody should call me. I never collect my wig and car. Nobody should call me. So on that note, we have come to the end of today's episode. I think we can all agree. You can agree with me that we all enjoyed today's episode.
Obviously.
We enjoyed our guests. Now Victoria came with the
ginger,
plenty
with the
ginger and vibes. On that note,
Selfie.
okay, I want to start again. On that note again, we have come to the end of this episode, and we hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as we did, because we had maximum fun on this set.
I'm hot like
And
this.
all those things you are thinking about, all that injustice that they did it to me, write it
In the comment section.
and you can also send your stories. If you don't want to write in the comment section, your own happened in another dimension. Write it as a story. Send it to us on hranonymous@thebgshows.com or on our WhatsApp line 08114669924. Don't forget, follow us on all our social media platforms. It's like I will hold my ear when I'm saying this thing. People should follow us on all our social media platforms. It is at the BG Shows _ till we come your way again with beautiful faces. It is goodbye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.